Anyway, it seems like we have a bunch of Vikings fans on our side. I think only 2 people guessed that the Packers were going to win. But we don't have a winner because nobody guessed 43-34 for, what are we calling this? The Buffalo Community Podcast Vikings.
Progressive.
Vikings giveaway?
Yes.
Well, week 1, nobody won, so.
Turns $40 next week.
Absolutely. And they play the Colts on Sunday, September 20th at noon. So be sure to get your guess in via Facebook Messenger prior to kickoff.
Yep.
To be entered in. And if you guess correctly, the winner and the final score, you'll win $40 or 2 $20 gift cards, compliments of the Buffalo Community Podcast.
Or one $40.
Yeah. Or one $40.
Or maybe 4 10s.
I don't know. Maybe 8 5s.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Lots of options.
I don't even know if those exist.
Right.
But anyway, let's get ready for our next guest.
Yep.
Well, we're here for episode 30 of the Buffalo Community Podcast. We've got a really fun one for you guys today. But before that gets started, that kind of hit really hard.
It's a little hot.
Oh, yeah.
This is the Buffalo Community Podcast, all about the greatest small town in the USA, the people in it, and how it all works together. Here are your hosts, Tyler Reese and Mark Benzer.
I was so looking forward to the intro and just do my head bop.
We're going to zoom in for like 1 minute. Just
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you got to experience that.
I've been watching you.
Good.
I've been watching you on Facebook. It's fun to watch this. I think. How is the community? Oh, I'm not the interviewer though, am I?
Well, you can if you want.
Yeah. This is about the people in it and how it works together.
Right.
We might be the hosts, but go ahead. Yeah. What did you want to ask us?
Can I introduce you first?
Sure.
Okay. So we got with us today, owner of Abundant Kitchen, wife to Travis, mom to Christian and Liam, cooking extraordinaire, Becky Melvey. So
What's up, guys?
thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us in here today.
Thanks for coming in. No, but I'm really excited about this one because this is kind of something I get excited about. I can kind of get lost in your store. And why don't you, though, take us back to, I know roots are in Litchfield, correct, if I remember correctly?
Yes.
So let's go back to Litchfield and bring us up here to today.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here. You were my first Google review, so good job on doing technology the right way. I remember you wrote something very nice when we first opened, when you worked right next to our shop back in 2017. We've been open for 3 years now.
Okay.
Do you remember that?
I do remember that. Yep.
Yeah.
That was when I committed to doing more Google reviews. I figured the best way to get Google reviews is to give Google reviews. So anyway, let's go back to Litchfield and let's bring us current here to today.
Yeah, so I graduated class of 99 in Litchfield.
Oh my God, another
99.
99er.
99, what's up?
Yeah.
Wait, what is he? I know you're 99.
But about
05.
80% of our guests have been class of 99.
Yeah.
Good year.
Great.
Yeah. It
Good
was a great
vintage.
year. Yeah.
So graduated class of 99 in Litchfield, went to SCSU, thought that I needed a business degree. My parents don't have college degree, so I was like, I'm going to get that college degree. And got an international business degree, studied in Germany, studied in Spain, had a massive wanderlust, wanted to travel, get away from where I was from, Darwin, town of 130 people. And
Sure.
go see.
The ball of twine.
Yes, the ball of twine.
The world famous Darwin.
Yeah.
The world's largest ball of twine is where my parents live currently, and yes, that's very exciting
Yeah.
part of my history. So left the ball of twine to go see the world. Got a job out of college doing sales, working for a transportation company in Eagan. Very exciting. Then what else? I mean, the path goes, it zigs and zags.
Right.
then what else happens? So many things. I met Travis, my husband. We got married in 04, 03.
Okay.
Yep.
Is he also from Darwin?
Travis is from Dassel, Cokato.
Okay. Just on Highway 12.
He probably wouldn't want me to mention what class he's from.
Sure. We don't have to.
No, yeah, he was in the Cowboys and Sneakers band, and I would go and listen to him play.
Yeah.
And we met on a blind date, and
The rest
over
is history.
crab legs at the place in Clearwater that's now in the ground. So sad. That over on the Clearwater in Annandale. Anyway, so yeah, we got married. We now have 2 kids. We moved to Buffalo in 2000 and dates.
2000 and dates. Nice.
I dated by how old my oldest son is, Christian. So he's 13. So we've lived here he's almost 13. We moved here when I was 7 months pregnant with Christian. We wanted a small town feel similar to how Travis had grown up in Dassel and I'd grown up in Darwin, but we wanted the amenities of, the Target and the and the shopping, and to be able to just get into the city if we needed to. So that was why we chose Buffalo, because it had that small town feel, the community feel, and the amenities. And so in 2013, would that be? No, when Christian was 13. So
2007-ish?
Oh, 7.
Perfect.
Thank you, Tyler.
That's all right.
Dates. You'll keep me on track, please. Thank you.
So moved to Buffalo 07. You were at a transportation company, but at some point you got more interested in not doing the transportation thing and into cooking and maybe being formally trained.
Right. Yes. There was a food co-op that was trying to start in Buffalo, the Local Roots Food Co-op. That was about 6 years ago now. I got on the board, started writing some blog posts, doing some cooking classes, started working for Buffalo Community Education, teaching classes there. Actually got called by the Food Network to do to go through the process of casting for a competition Food Network show. And so it really got the wheels moving, like, hey, I should probably do something in the food industry. I like to entertain. I like to have everyone over for Thanksgiving. I'm always the person bringing cookies to the neighbors. I've always loved to be in the kitchen. When I was young, I played restaurant. That was my set up the stuff, play restaurant.
Sure. Deal with angry customers in your imaginary restaurant.
No, it was just my
they
parents.
were all thrilled, yeah.
Would you like chicken in a basket or Cheez-Its?
Right.
But Dad, you're not eating it. Dad, eat it.
Right.
Dad, eat it.
Eat it.
Come on.
So then after that Food Network interview, that felt so important and exciting. That was a deflate. They didn't choose me. I did a Google search. I looked up culinary schools and found there was a school in Minneapolis. It was a 4-year program. There was a school in Vermont. There was one in Colorado. There was in Australia. There's Italy. There was one in Ireland. That was on an organic farm. The program was based off of going into the chicken coop and collecting eggs, everything like what I'd grown up in the Ball of Twine, just like in Darwin, where my grandma lived on the farm and hog farm. And anyway, so that the rest is history. In 2015, I enrolled. My husband, right away when I said, do you want to move to Ireland and live on this organic farm? There's a chef training program I could go do. I thought for sure he would be thinking I was crazy because we have family and kids and all this. Right away, he was all in. He said, yes, let's do that. So we packed up.
Yeah.
Let's just do that.
When I first heard that story, I thought, holy cow. One, kudos for you for even thinking about taking such, I'll call it a risk. I mean, something so different than the safety of the Midwestern United States. And then your husband to jump on board right away, too. I mean, that's a huge family event. It's not like just vacationing. You moved there. So
We did
Wow.
four suitcases. Man, I packed a lot of stuff into four
Wow.
suitcases. And we had a little town home next to the school. I would walk to school every day. I wasn't able to drive. Travis drove because of insurance reasons. And in Ireland, they drive on the other side of the road.
Ooh.
So I wasn't
The wrong side of the road.
the wrong side, yes. The wrong side. And I did a chef training program. So it was amazing. I came back from Ireland, and everything was so big here. The roads were huge and the cars were big and everything was shiny. It was a whole life change of seeing things under a new lens.
Yep.
Worked in the food industry, did some catering, worked for a small woman-owned bone broth company. So I got to see what it was like to own your own business, and started a business plan where I wrote out my biggest dreams and what my business would look like. So that was a 50-page document of all the things that I could possibly do.
Yeah.
Then formed an LLC, didn't know what the business would be, just it was in my plan and how would I work this business out. But I formed the LLC, I just called it The Abundant Kitchen because I knew that I wanted people to be in the kitchen with me and what would I want for them.
Sure.
So I picked that name. Then we walked through the Lillians, the old Lillians for the locals out there. I walked through the old Lillians, it was empty, and it had a kitchen in the back that hadn't been used for 15, 20 years. And I thought, how can I make this a space for community around food? And all the doors opened to now have a cooking school where I, before Corona, would teach cooking classes of 12 to 14 people. Have you been in one before?
I haven't, but
Okay, we'll have to get you in
my
for
daughter
one.
for sure needs to get in one, and I would love to also. So hopefully that can happen sooner
Get
than
you guys
later.
in a class
Yeah.
when we don't have to. Our space is just not big enough for social distancing, so we have to wait for the shift in the society. So we'll see how that
Right.
all
Very-
pans out.
Nice, very carefully sentenced.
Yeah. Any second now,
structured
I'm sure.
sentence.
Any second
Yeah.
now, as
Yeah.
we're all waiting.
Yeah.
So now the business really in Buffalo, it really is a grocery spot for local groceries. We have local meats, lamb, good fish from CK Seafoods, which I think you guys have had them on. We have hard to find cooking ingredients, vanilla beans, things that you just can't find in a 30-mile radius of this area. So that in this time that grocery has been so important for all the home cooks and the
Yeah.
people doing cooking at home because we're just not eating out as much right now. So then, the business, it is a grocery, kitchen gadgets, if you want to get a good cooking utensil, a pot, a spoon, a little gadget you didn't know existed. We have all the gadgets, kitchen textiles, aprons. I sell a ton of aprons. And now I have a second location in Excelsior. That's not this podcast. We'll talk about Excelsior.
That's okay.
That's all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the second location is in Excelsior, and now a cookbook, which I brought you guys something. Here, I brought you guys a book.
A purse.
No, yeah, you don't need a purse, but you need a cookbook.
Look at that.
Oh, thank you very
I
much.
brought you
Thank you very
a
much.
copy of the book.
I'm going to have you sign it before you go, too.
Dang, I was just gonna say that.
Yeah.
You can say it.
I was gonna have you sign it before we leave here.
Yeah.
We can do that special book signing for you.
Well, thank you. Well, you said kitchen gadgets. I think I heard it before one time. What's your favorite kitchen gadget that everybody should have?
Honestly, I am not a huge kitchen gadget person, which is horrible to say as a kitchen store owner. Prior to owning a kitchen store, gadgets would bother me because they are in the kitchen as clutter. I forget to use them.
They're hard to clean.
Yeah,
I'm not a gadget
They're
person
hard
either.
to clean, yeah.
Yep.
I'm just good with the knife and a cutting board. But now that I have a kitchen store, I need to get behind some of the products that I sell. So I went through, actually in the book, I outlined 10 of the essential kitchen gadgets that for me, not being a kitchen gadget person. So my number one kitchen gadget is a garlic peeler. I cook with a lot of fresh garlic. This is a silicone tube that you just stick the peel inside and you press it and the peel just pops off. So that is was that what you heard? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. That lines up from last time you said it. Yep.
Garlic peeler.
Yep.
Number
It sounds
one.
like a good knife and cutting board, but if it had to be a gadget, it'd be the garlic peeler.
The garlic peeler.
And I'm sure you sell those.
I do.
Perfect. Can people shop online?
We do have a store, abundantkitchen.shop, where you can just click on the shop online tab, all the gadgets. A lot of our SKUs, we have over 1,000 products online that you can shop at home.
Very fun. So we're talking about a little bit about coronavirus. I can't wait until we're not talking about that anymore. But you went from having in-person classes, but you've been really diving headfirst into social media and videos. You've been cooking online. How's that been going? How was that transition from in-person to, well, now you're doing it in front of a camera?
I do like to do videos just because I like to help people cook with confidence and empower them to feel like cooking is not something that is a chore.
Sure.
So that's where the videos you'll see, I've got lots of them on my Facebook page of how to make a applesauce cake was my most recent one with the cooler
Sure.
temperatures.
Sure.
And it's all about creating a community around the business and around myself and about, I think I ask people all the time, what have you learned from following our page? And a lot of the feedback is use what you got. And that's one thing I hate when I see people that are, they are frightened when they don't have all the ingredients. And I like to give people the power to say, oh, I have a lime instead of a lemon, so I'm just going to use that instead of not cooking at all. So that's maybe not exactly where you were going with that, but that's
Not even close, but I like that. I like that answer because I know we've been stalled before of like, well, you look at a recipe and you don't have everything. But if you can start following that and get a little tip here or there, make your life a little bit easier of, well, gosh, maybe we can do something a little bit different and then still have a really nice meal.
Yep.
For our family, cooking is entertainment. My daughter, she wants to grow up and, she wants to have her own restaurant. Absolutely loves it. She made brownies yesterday morning for the Vikings game. But to have that's a very much part of our family of, this is the event. We're going to do this Friday night or Saturday night, but let's pick something, cook it together. Kids are there, and we get the kids involved too. So that's maybe one thing that I've seen on your Facebook page is getting people involved, and it's not like, well, let's just wait 8 hours from now and we have something. It's very entertaining to get the family together, and it's really quality time, and kids learn things. That's what I've learned.
Food is so personal and so it brings people together. It's always like, what's for lunch? What's for dinner? What's for breakfast?
Mm-hmm.
What did you eat for breakfast? What did you have for dinner?
Right.
It's always that, the way to connect with people.
Yeah.
And that's if you have a challenge on I like to tell people, if you're feeling challenged on what's to cook, or you don't want to do takeout again or whatever, which we all do from time to time, have 3 things that you love to cook. Or if you're just a beginner cook, I like to tell beginner cooks a lot too. My 3 first beginning recipes were Paula Deen's chicken Devon, Rachel Ray's fake baked ziti, and Jada's turkey meatballs. And I would just go through those 3 recipes, and that's how I learned how to cook, really, from the Food Network back in the day on the 2000s, and
Right.
when the Food Network was really cool.
Yep.
And
Bam.
Emerald.
Still
Yes.
cool.
Sorry, didn't mean to go there, but
Yeah.
yes, Food Network was a big deal, and it's changed quite a bit.
Yes. Now
Quite
it's
a
all
bit.
Zoom. Well, if your daughter is into cooking, then I'm sure she's watching that.
Very, very much so. So cooking, do you have a favorite dish?
I love to make Asian food.
Nice.
I have a big collection of the jars that people will tell me, I don't know what to do with fish sauce. So I like to put together a little fish sauce, soy sauce, sesame oil, vinegar, rice vinegar, and just dip pot stickers in that or put it over rice and just cook up veggies and chicken. That's my preferred quick, wholesome meal.
And if that sounds exotic to people, fish sauce is so good. Like if they named it something a little less exotic, I think more people would be willing to take it off the shelf.
Fish sauce.
Yeah,
I know. I mean, like, oh gosh, but I'm 100% because I was a mental blocker of fish sauce. Oh gosh, do we have anything else?
Yeah.
But when you add that, that's a
Game changer.
yes, very much so.
It's a good way to get a lot of vegetables into, like that stir fries, the
Right.
Asian. That's kind of my go-to for when I don't feel like preparing a main dish, vegetable, starch, or whatever. You can kind of throw it all together.
You're a fan of my the school that I went to, which we haven't really touched on yet.
Ballymaloe.
Yeah, the Ballymaloe, and you said it right. Good
Yeah.
job. You had sent me a message that you were watching something on
Somebody feed Phil.
Netflix. Okay, somebody.
Second time that's come up in the BCP. It's a good show. The Ireland episode. He spends a lot of time with the gal who kind of
Darina Allen,
Yep.
the Julia child of Ireland, runs Ballymaloe Cookery School, where I went to school, and is on Someone Feed Phil.
yes, watch it. It's good.
Well, you can go back to Ireland with me. I have culinary tours. We had one scheduled in, it would have been May of 2020, which 2020 canceled everything. Now we're rescheduled to go to Ireland. If you would like to do a culinary tour with me on a bus, you should come with. We
should.
got room for you. In June of 2021, we are heading to the Ballymaloe Cookery School, which is in the book, and that's the story really of the book. Is it reads like a novel of me going to school, starting the business in Buffalo, and it's a under the blanket cookbook.
Nice.
Read through.
Right. So they can find this book at probably both locations of your store.
Correct. Yeah, we have it online, abundantkitchen.shop, or in the stores, Buffalo and Excelsior. It's on Amazon and Barnes & Noble, I believe.
Okay. Also, that Excelsior location, is it kind of just the second location of what's happening in Buffalo, or is there other things that happen in Excelsior that might get a little different experience there than here?
So about a year ago, Travis and I, were looking out the window in the Buffalo shop. It was May. It was the end of the school year. The Buffalonians were outdoors. It was nice. It was people were planning their end of school activities, grad parties. This was 2 years ago now. And a year, I don't know. Gosh, time states. It's all
just a blur.
the other day ago.
Yes, yep. That's an official timeline right there.
Okay, thank you. So that was the Excelsior location. Yep. It's on a really bustling outdoor shopping location on Water Street. A lot of business from boats come on Lake Minnetonka. They come up, they look through shops. And that was why that shop was born, was to offset some slower times in the summer in Buffalo to have some more business in the more summer months in a different location. And so now we serve that community too, and it is a little different from the Buffalo location because it doesn't have the groceries. There is a Kowalski's right down the block, 2 blocks from the Excelsior location, so that market is a little more saturated from groceries. Obviously, being in Excelsior, you can get more high-end. There's the Lunds and Byerly's. Things are easily within 20-minute drive of you, not like in Buffalo here where we have a little more limited. Not anymore because we have the shop, but that it doesn't have as the freezer, the fridge in Excelsior. Sure. No cooking classes either. So you got to come out to Buffalo if you want to take a cooking class.
Nice.
Very good. Well, the good thing we're already here.
Right.
We should do that. We should actually do a cooking class. That'd be fun. Let's get the wives on board.
Our number 1 class is the fresh pasta. People want to do fresh pasta.
Interested. Spaghetti's my favorite.
Okay.
Like all-time meal, spaghetti.
My mom makes her own fresh pasta, and it is significantly. Her chicken noodle soup is primo, very good.
So another addition to the business was the crepe stand. Was that this? Did you start that this year? Did you do it last year? I don't remember.
The history of the crepe stand is kind of fun. I was asked to do a pop-up food concept at the Rustic Garden. the Rustic Garden on the corner by Quick Trip. They do an outdoor flea market every summer. If you've ever been, it's cute.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
Yep.
you guys have been. They asked me to do a food concept. I thought, what can I do that's quick to cook, is portable? And at first I was like, oh, I want to do croissants. I'm going to do croissants. Oh, croissants are like, they're 2 days to make them. I don't want to do croissants. But they're fancy, you know?
Right.
So then it was like, oh, I could do crepes. So this was in, here we go, dates again. About 7 years ago now, I think it was.
Yep.
I think this is number 7 year of cooking crepes. I had a burner. So listen to this. If you have a food business idea, you just start with what you have. My husband had a propane burner in the garage that I had to light every time someone wanted a crepe with a match. I turned the gas on. The ladies next to me would look at me every time like, is she gonna blow? And so I lit with my own home pan. I just had my home pan. I had my crepe batter, my toppings, and I cooked crepes. And I was the busiest stand at that flea market that day. So I did that for 2 years, then started at the Buffalo Farmers Market cooking crepes. Then the shop opened. It opened in 2017. I thought, hey, I could just do this on the patio and not have to move around schlep around all my cooking stuff.
Right.
So now it's on the patio, and it is a fun Saturday morning to stop down for a crepe. We always have a sweet flavor, a savory flavor, and a kid's flavor. Just keep the menu simple, based on local ingredients. There's definitely fan favorites, ham and cheese with caramelized onions.
I had that one. That's good.
I had the turkey and cheese, and then like peaches and cream. That was good. It's great having little kids, because then you actually get to try everything. You're like,
You get that.
Yeah.
You get that.
exactly. And
You done with that?
bring me whatever you
You
don't
done
eat.
with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring me whatever you don't eat.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, that's been really fun to see that develop and see you, one, not only just have a shop, and I think we've talked about it with other guests here, but you're actually diving into the community and actually being involved versus just having a shop, and which I think is really key, especially in a town like Buffalo. So kudos to you. Thank you for doing that. And thanks for keeping Buffalo that small town feel. I think that's what we all really, really like about it. So kudos for you.
Without question. Yeah. Gonna put you on the hot seat here.
Oh.
Absolutely. I have one. It's still food related, though. What's one thing that makes you cringe about the food industry or the kitchen industry? Makes you cringe.
Oh, let's see. One thing that makes me cringe about the food industry. Well, it can definitely be pretty disillusioning. When I came out of culinary school, I had all these great ideas about what I would do for the food industry. And I started working at Whole Foods. I think the thing that really bothers me is waste. There's just so much waste. And sure. I grew up not having a lot. My dad came from a family of 12. My mom came from a family of 11. And they were Depression era families, my grandparents. So my grandma, she would keep rotisserie chicken containers, and I have that instilled in me to just use what you have and just kind of go with less. And that is one thing that is heartbreaking, is to watch the waste of just things thrown away. And I'm always getting on my staff, like, wrap that up. That little half piece of garlic, we're not going to throw that away.
Sure.
We're going to wrap it up.
Yeah.
And we're going to keep that till next time.
Yeah.
So I think that's been really a great blessing to give to my staff, is teaching young people how to preserve and not waste and do that. So that would be my one pet peeve, wasting.
Makes sense.
There's a lot of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, as Americans, we're
Great.
a little more wasteful.
Is it okay to put ketchup on a brat?
If you like ketchup, yeah. But I am a staunch ketchup hater.
Yeah.
Did you know that about me?
I didn't know that
hate
about you.
Ketchup. But you can put ketchup on whatever you think. If you know what, one way to get kids to eat things when they are between like 2 and 4, put a little ketchup on that turkey or broad or whatever, just
Yep.
dip it in the magic ketchup, and if that gets them to eat things,
I think
guess.
ketchup is too spicy.
Really?
No, no, it's not.
Ketchup is my least fond condiment,
Has it always been that way?
pretty much. It started when I lived in Germany. They have mayonnaise on their fries.
It's delicious.
They get mayo with their fries.
Yeah.
So that was
I thought a more offensive one would be putting ketchup on a steak, and I'm a hard no. Like
I would
if
say
there's
that's
one thing
pretty
you
offensive.
I'm gonna maybe trump that is like you can't put ketchup on a steak. I think differently if you're putting ketchup on a steak.
Ketchup for me is for barbecues when I make like barbecue sandwiches to
Sure.
put inside of a barbecue sandwich. We definitely have ketchup at our house all the time, but
Right.
it's not something I reach for a lot though. Mayonnaise on the French fries, or we sell a garlic sauce at the shop that I like on my brats,
Okay.
or mustard or kraut would be better on my brat. So if you make me brats one day, just don't
I love a good
put
bratwurst.
ketchup
So
on
good.
it.
Hey, I bought brats.
Did you have them yet?
Yeah, they were unbelievable.
Oh, good.
The maple apple.
That's a
Brat.
French Lake Butcher product located in French Lake, west of here. Small family-owned butchery.
They were tremendous.
Awesome. What's your guilty pleasure go-to food? That'd be like that's a surprise for someone to learn that about you.
Noodles, like ramen noodles. I've been eating way too many ramen noodles lately. I still eat ramen. That seems pretty.
Like cook it with the
Guilty.
packet, and I mean like just
I don't fancy it up. No.
okay. I think that's like a better answer than I thought it was going to be. It was like I don't know, cotton candy ice cream or something, but ramen. I like that answer.
That is like a quick dinner that feels like, oh, I should not be eating this. This
It
is
tastes so good,
horrible
though.
for you. Yes, but it's filling and it's quick and it's,
Right.
So and my kid, Liam, he likes ramen, so he gets ramen. And that's one thing I wanted to, if anyone's listening with kids of small, you have small kids, if they don't like vegetables, keep trying, don't give up. Just keep putting it on their plate, even if they're like, no, I hate broccoli, Mom. Please just put it on the plate and just say, maybe today you have that taste bud.
Right.
But even though he does get ramen, so there's balance. There's
Yeah.
a balance in that.
Well, yeah. As
Ramen
somebody,
is a guilty pleasure.
Yep. Somebody who's had about as extreme of picky eater kids as you can get. And maybe it's just our experience, but it gets better.
Yeah.
I mean, there used to be a legitimate fear of trying food. It wasn't just an aversion, it was a legitimate fear of just trying something. And as they've gotten older, they're at least willing to give something a try more often than not now, which I never thought would happen. I thought we had pizza chicken nugget kids that were going to turn into pizza chicken nugget adults and I had failed as a parent, and all those thoughts of just like, oh, this is not going well at all. It's getting better.
There's hope.
So,
It's getting
and getting them cooking too,
Helping out.
helping, and that's been good too. So I guess I have one more question. What food have you never eaten but would like to try? Kind of in the trying food, if any. Maybe there's nothing on your. I'd love to
There's
try.
so many food trends that you just can't even keep abreast of all of them because of the Instagram world that we live in. You see things, and one that comes to mind is Milk Jam Creamery in Minneapolis. They have this dark chocolate. It's almost like a black chocolate ice cream. The chocolate is black. It's a black cocoa thing. I haven't tried that before. I want to try that. But there are so many food trends that you can see online and want to try.
Sure.
That's just one that comes to mind.
Perfect.
I think I would try a black chocolate ice cream. I was kind of expecting I would never eat a bug though.
Cricket.
I have not done that, but I
Yeah.
did watch someone online just eat them because they think they're good.
Yeah.
In other cultures, they eat bugs for snacks.
Like Andrew Zimmern, I mean, he's a Minnesota guy, but I mean, all that, I couldn't do that. Not at all. That's what I thought you were going to, something a little exotic.
I guess I would try it. I don't know if it's, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's not a desire to try it. I mean, there's not.
When I'm traveling, I will
Yeah.
seek out new things
Sure.
to try that locals have. I do like to try new things.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, kind of as we wrap things up, this Ireland trip sounds really cool. Sounds really neat. If somebody wanted to get more information, or if they wanted to learn more about it, I guess, what do they do? They call
The
you?
website abundantkitchen.shop has a tab. I think there's a search bar. I don't know if the Ireland page is live on the top search area. But if you go and type in the search bar on the top, Ireland, the page should come up. So just head to the website, go to the search bar and type in Ireland. Or there is a Facebook group for the Ireland travel page or travel group. It's called the Ireland Travel Group. Or I'm on Facebook. You could look me up, Abundant Kitchen, on Facebook. Send me a DM. Get messages all the time from customers asking questions about all sorts of things, and you can just shoot me a message. I'm on Instagram. I get messages all the time on Instagram too about where's your sweater from? And just
Sure. that means you're like an influencer now, right? Isn't that kind of the deal? Like
micro. Say a micro. So hit me up on social if you want to know about the Ireland trip. Or on this video, comment. I'll watch your podcast video. Maybe. I don't know if I can watch myself, but somehow you can get a hold of me if you really want to go.
Yeah, it's not hard, right?
No. Located downtown Buffalo, the Abundant Kitchen with Becky Melvey. Well, I guess for the parting, thanks for listening to the Buffalo. I don't even know the name of our own title anymore.
Well,
why don't you? Oh,
you
show
had a
us because
short.
it was yours. Yeah.
You had an acronym. You called it the BCP.
BCP.
That was-
BCP. Yep.
Yep.
For the BCP, I'm Tyler Reese.
I'm Mark Benzer. And that's Becky Miller.
And that's
Becky
Becky
Melvey.
Melvey.
Yeah.